Thanks for clicking on this WANE.com video. I'm Matt McCutcheon. Governor Daniels came to Fort Wayne Wednesday, and we caught up with him to have a one-on-one to talk a little bit about the political issues affecting both the state and the country. Here's what he had to say. You talked a little bit about unemployment being at one of its lowest rates. Obviously, it's been kind of a bad couple of months with Stride Right facility kind of closing down here a little west of Fort Wayne, then the Vera Bradley loss. What does all this kind of mean as far as the whole state goes in the unemployment sector?
Well, in any given week or month, jobs are coming, jobs are going. We had a very positive announcement in South Bend yesterday. Got another huge one coming, I believe, at the end of this week. So the task always is to make sure we're adding more than the economy may be taking away at any point in time. All I can tell you is, compared to everybody in the neighborhood, Indiana is the clear island of growth people have written right now. We have to do everything we can to keep it that way. I never go to sleep without remembering that somewhere in Indiana we may be losing a job today. We've got to find two tomorrow.
And Indiana obviously is getting a lot of political attention now from especially the Democrat side. What does that mean to Hoosiers?
Well, it means attention, which is great. It means some excitement, which is great. It means some money, which is great. I'm very, very happy that through this remarkable, unusual event, once in every 40 years apparently, Indiana, at least one party gets a say. And I'm really happy for Indiana Democrats that they're going to have a real say in their nomination. I wish it happened more often, but I'm enjoying watching it.
And obviously you have an election of your own kind of kicking off. Some commercials have been airing on our airwaves. Talk a little bit about your campaign.
Yeah, I think the best way to compete for office is try to do the best job I can in the office, and so that'll always be our first priority. But obviously we'll try to make the best positive case we can. We'll talk about the things that have been accomplished, a lot of change in Indiana. I don't see that, by the way, as entitling anybody to a second opportunity, only to, I hope, credential us as people who do what they say they'll do. Later on, we'll be talking a lot about what we would do if we were rehired in a second term, particularly for education and college opportunities for our kids, reform of local government. That's really what the election ought to be about, the future.
And in one of your commercials, you talked about talking to Hoosiers who like some of the changes that have been taking place, some who don't like some of the changes that have been taking place. What's that process kind of been like? Have you met a lot of Hoosiers who are not adapting so well to some of the changes?
Oh, the vast majority do. But, as I often say, we've done a lot of things. We said we would try a lot of things. We would not sit still and let Indiana keep slipping. And by definition, if you do a lot of things, not everybody's going to agree with them all. And I just hope people understand our conviction and our sincerity, and where they see something that bothers them, tell us about it. We may try to modify or fix it.
Last issue I want to talk to you about now is property taxes. You issued a challenge to lawmakers saying before Otis Bowen's birthday you wanted something passed. That didn't happen, but it did eventually happen in the legislative session. Talk about your enthusiasm, if you will, for that.
Yeah. I think it's really a great event. And we have now some of the lowest property taxes in America, and through the caps, a protection that only one or two other states offer to their homeowners. It's already being written. It may be the best property tax system in America, and I also believe it's going to make us even more attractive for jobs. Our first goal was to protect homeowners, but we delivered a system that's going to lower taxes on all properties and provide the certainty of the caps. Again, there is no perfect, and there will probably be some adjustments to be made later, but I think the core of the plan is great. I really appreciate the fact that a huge majority of both parties came together on it, better than 2-to-1 majorities of Democrats and Republicans. Speaks well for the process, I think, as well as the substance of what happened.
What do you say to mayors who are concerned about what to do next? For example, Mayor Henry is projecting about half a dozen $1 million loss down the road. What do you say to mayors around the city, or state rather?
First of all, if a mayor says I lost money, it means the taxpayer kept that money, which was the point in the first place. We had to end the blank check on the taxpayer's dollar. And I would say and I do say to those folks, here's a great opportunity to innovate, to change business as usual. Why do you have 3 911 systems? It's dangerous, not to mention wasteful. Here's the time now to change business as usual at the local level. The new era of taxpayer protection, putting taxpayers first, really will require folks to do what we've been doing in the state government. Find ways to economize, find new ways to deliver service, and we'll be a stronger state because of it. I don't believe cities or counties tax and spend their way to prosperity. It works the other way. Folks and businesses leave when taxes become too high. So I see real opportunity here. And take Fort Wayne. There'll be more money next year and the year after than there was this. Maybe not as much more as people were used to, but that's only because it's still in a taxpayer's pocket somewhere.